White House, Trump signs proclamation adjusting lumber imports into United States. White House, Trump aims to guarantee tariff rate for wood products from EU and Japan doesn't exceed 15%.
All right, so we are now getting into the project here. We've been building this project out for some time now, um, and really just working on it on stream. But it's definitely been a quite learning experience here with this project. You know, teaching myself how to code. So we're getting right into it. I'm gonna get right into it here immediately. Okay, so this has been the phases. We've set up a foundation here. We did the authentication system here. Um, we did our basic shop management. This is the part we're going to start on here now. Is the product management portion. That's going to be where each shop owner can come in here and they could actually set up their products for sale, right? And then a stripe, right? And then we'll start putting in stripe and things like that, and then styling this
White
thing
House.
out.
Tariffs take effect October 14th.
But teaching myself to code has been one of the best things I could do, but it's been the funnest thing, man, because you start seeing how a lot of stuff works. It's kind of like piercing into the matrix a little
White
bit,
House.
right? And
New
I haven't even
US
gone deep
national
into code. Of course,
security
you start
tariffs
getting
on
into like
lumber to take
cybersecurity
effect
type of
October
stuff. That's
14th.
exactly the other stuff I want to start to learn. But man, learning this has just been really, really fun. All right, so we're gonna get into the code here. So what we ended up doing last stream. Of course, we have our and I have this news coming in. Let me stop that here. Um, you have a new streaming, and I need to stop it here. Here we go.
Voice news disconnected.
Okay. All right. So let's get right into it. So we've been doing this all using code. Okay. So I'm going to actually start to prompt our next piece here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull Claude in as well. Because this is what I been using to help teach me coding, teach me how to code, the different parts of code. Man, it's been really fun. You can literally learn anything. Let me see here. I actually have our next portion we're working on here. But you can learn so much with this, man. It's so amazing, right? And it knows literally every language, right? Every single language. So, of course, you can watch tutorials and things like that, which I recommend, right? I do that as well. That's how I started. But what got me on this journey was really to prompt better, right? I wanted to learn how to prompt and what types of prompts to actually use, and really how to just make better prompts. So what I'm gonna do here, there we go. Okay. So what I'm doing now, I'm about to prompt Claude again. We're gonna start a brand new chat here, and it's telling me the exact files I need to actually include here, so I can give it context. All right, you always want to start, especially if you've been working with a project. That was one of the things that I was first having problems with, honestly, because I'm like, man, with Claude, after so long or so many messages, it'll actually say you've reached the max, right? You have reached the max, and I'm like, oh shit, all right. So I said, shit, let's go ahead and learn exactly what I need to give it, right? So it can kind of start where it's been. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna upload the files here that we have. Okay, there we go. So what I'm doing now, I'm just gonna go into the actual project folder, and then we're gonna also show the actual project, but I'm gonna get this all set up for this current stream here. Let's see. There we go. And last stream I actually did a mobile app to it as well. I had the thought over the weekend to start to actually have a mobile application for it. Something that I'll post on like Play Store and things like that. And I said, man, I had that idea, and I was like, man, that's a great idea. So what I did over the weekend before I actually built it, I had to learn about building mobile apps, right? And that's the beautiful thing about AI. It's the best teacher, especially if you start to know what you want to learn about. All right. So that's exactly what I did. I actually gave it actually everything I wanted to learn. I kind of just did a whole brain dump, right? And it literally started to teach me everything and way more, right? So that's been a journey, man. And then of course you do tutorials and things like that. You know, I started with learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and I'd like to learn everything from a higher, kind of like a higher point of view, basically, as far as like, because I can get bogged. I mean, if you start getting into the syntax can get crazy. I mean, honestly. And I'm like, man, some of this stuff, the concepts, and especially if you're doing multiple languages, right? It's a different way to write the same stuff in all languages. Right? You have your classes, your functions, things like that. Alright, so let's see here. We got it. 2 files there. The class, I need to give it the database file here, connection. And this is how you give it the context, right? So we started building all of these out. I'll give it my service API files. Okay, for the mobile app. Look, it even knows about the mobile app. And then I'll start giving it some of the mobile app files. So we got the classes, I have the templates. So I'm gonna actually give it the templates here. I think the max files I could put in here is 20 as well. Alright. Okay. Templates, I did the templates. I believe that's it actually for the actual website. Alright, now I'm gonna start uploading some of the mobile app. Let me see what I need to give it here. So I need to do services, I need to give the API, which is connecting everything to the back end. Then what I'm gonna lastly give it is my file structure, and then screens, and then I'm gonna give it exactly what that may be too many files. Oh, look at that. I'm not even sure how many files I have in here. Alright, but so far that's good. Alright, and then I'm gonna bust it out here, and then my file structure, just so to have the whole context of everything. Did I do? Okay. Not seeing where I've added the file. Oh, there it is. Okay. Added a picture of my project file structure. Alright, and this is how I start pretty much every new continuing chat, right? give it a whole look at this. I'll give it literally everything. And it'll read through this stuff so fast, man. That's why I'm telling everybody AI is a master coder. He knows every language, right? So in a sense, if it knows every language, if you have a subscription or you're using these tools, you have every language. All right. All right, so let's see here. Also, I'm gonna actually give it actually cause I actually have a database already. So let's pull the last part here, the database. So what we've done is built the application inside of React, right? Using React, and we've connected it to our same database and everything, so the information is linked, right? Okay. And here. What I'm gonna do, let me change up here. So what I'm doing now, actually I have to give it the, because I already made my table. I already made the table here. Alright, so I need to actually open up. I thought I did here. Here we go. Alright, so we're opening up the database. This is what we have so far. And also, let's do one other thing here. I'm going to actually pull up the actual store. So we have change directory. We want to go into Digi. Alright. And then we're going to go npm run dev here. Okay. So far this is the progress we've made here on this project. Definitely been a learning experience, a great project to start. Of course I'm gonna change the name and things like that, but we're building the overall structure here. This is going to be a digital marketplace where creators can come in and create an account and basically start selling products, their digital products, right? So going through this has been a very, very great project. And then last stream we actually came up with the mobile application portion of it. Like I said, I had that idea. I said, man, I want to actually put a app as well on the marketplace, right, on Play Store. So I spent the weekend learning about React, learning about what I need to do there, kind of like the overall structure. And with ChatGPT and Claude, man, you could get to building immediately, right? Especially if you have the foundation, really, right? It's a lot of syntax things change between the languages. That's what I'm learning for myself, actually. But the concepts stay the same, right? And then they allow you to do certain things easier, right? And then depending on what you want to add, right, you could actually expose start here. You can do certain things, right? So far this is what we have here. So we set up the authentication, I believe 2 streams ago. Basically you come in here, you can make your own, you can come in here, make your own account, right? And I'm thinking about adding a free tier as well, a free tier, or like a you know, something where I bring in customers or bring in people. So here we go. We're gonna set up just an account just to show you everything is functioning here. Jack Doe here. We're gonna go test 7 add example.com. And a big thing with passwords, especially for your database, you never want to save your passwords in your database, right? You want to use some kind of cryptography for it, right? Let's go here. I've already made 7. All right. Test 9 then. But those type of concepts is what I've been learning, right? And I'm starting to see that it really applies to everything. All right, so here's the website here. So far, it's pretty basic right now. I'll style it a lot differently, but the functionality is the most important part. All right, so they'll be able to come in here. You can come in here and browse the different stores here. You can browse shops, and that'll be for any of the shops that are actually on here. So this will be for the customer side, right? Which is what I'm thinking. I'm gonna start some way of promoting different shops as well, or add some type of affiliate type of thing to it. But basically they'll be able to have their own shop, and then they'll be able to go to their dashboard, see their analytics here of each shop that they own, how much money they're making and things like that. They'll have their own shop link as well. So for instance here, and adding and making this stuff all from scratch starts to teach you that you could pretty much build any type of website, all right? Especially with different APIs, you could build out the functionality of it and really build out something that could help people, right? And it doesn't even have to be a big problem, right? Any simple problem. Jack's digital store, and Jack's store. All right, and then create a shop, and then he'll have his own shop here, right? Have his headline, and then this is the portion we're going to start working on now, where they'll start actually having the products. All right, so manage shops, and then as you can see, they'll get their own custom link as well. So they'll have their link, have their shop. They can go in there and edit the shops and things like that. I mean, it's going to be a full functioning thing. And then last stream, we created the mobile app, which was another fun part, right? Learning that was really cool, man. And you start seeing, and this is all using AI, right? AI literally helps me build stuff, right? You could build in a weekend a whole project, right? For this specific project, I've just been doing it on stream here. All right, so we're gonna look at the mobile application here. This is how the mobile app is. All right. So the mobile application here, it looks just like this here, and of course, like I mentioned, we'll style it. But the functionality, everything pretty much works, right? Let's see a sign in here. Test 9 it. Alright. And it should, I don't believe I have the dashboard set up actually for the mobile application. That was another thing I needed to start. Let me see here. Screens. I do have a dashboard. Okay, let me see. Did everything log? Logs will appear here. Okay, so it just didn't log. So I need to fix this obviously. Sign in right now for the app is not working. But that's really minor, right? We'll get to it here. But you can see all the shops here. So that's perfect. That's working. On our mobile application, they'll be able to come in here, and this is like I mentioned, this will be a marketplace for customers to come in and view your store, right? So they'll be able to come in, view your store, view your products, right? So it kind of helps in a discovery way for the clients or for the customers. But look at that. I mean, that's working perfectly, man. All right, so let's get into the next build here. We're building a product portion. All right, so what I need to do is I want to give it the layout of what we have here. Okay. Database there we go. All right. All right. So it's giving me a few different things to start adding. See, it's already updating files here. continue, and I just tell it what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and it'll literally start helping me. This is how I build and learn, right? I mean, you start to learn these things as well. The syntax, right? How things working, right? So that's kind of what I started to think of it as, right? More of as in a system design type of way. How do these pieces come together, right? Before we continue, I need to know how to export my current tables and set up from my PHP admin to show you. Okay. Alright, I've exported it once, but I literally forgot. Alright, so let me get that. It's going to tell me. And then we're going to be able to... Oh, I believe this is it, actually. What's that? Oh, okay, that's just the database. Okay. I believe it's in the export portion, if I'm not mistaken. Display all the minimal options here. I believe I want to do like custom. Here we go. Okay. So I don't want any of the data. I just want the layouts. Okay. Alright. And that's what I like about, what I really like about coding is really it makes you, it's kind of like a big puzzle, right? Especially as I'm learning, right? As I'm learning, it's literally been like a huge puzzle that I'm putting together. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here. So now I'm gonna come in here. I wish I could delete that now. Alright, so I'm gonna supply it with the actual export that we just made here. And this is a SQL source file. And that's gonna give it all the information about what we have in our table. Okay. Okay, here is my current. Let's build. Alright. And I literally tell it, let's get to building. Alright. With these different models, you can literally, the more I'm using them, the more I just pretty much just tell it, tell it how it is, right? I ask it sometimes for certain things that I start to learn, different concepts really. That's the main thing. I want to start to understand different concepts in programming, not just syntax. Alright, I want to know why I'm doing it, so that kind of helps it lock in place for me. And the more you understand it, you know, you'll know how it works, you know, why it goes in certain places, why I use this type of function, things like that. Alright, so I do already have, that's great. However, there are some differences between the existing table and the code I provided. Let me, your current products table versus what we need. You see that? That's perfect. Alright. Your existing columns here, name. We were using product name. Okay, missing file type, download count, up though. See, it starts to do and think about all of this extras. Alright. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna update the product table. Alright, so we're gonna take this SQL command here. And as it's working, we get to work, right? It's literally like a worker, man. It's a super worker. A super worker. It doesn't say no. Alright. You can't say no, I'm not gonna help you with that. I'm done helping you. I'm not helping you anymore. Alright, how many people you know do you like that? You ask them the same question so many times and they're like, man, look, ask me again. Stop asking me all that. Alright, AI won't do that. Alright, so we've updated our tables here. So now we should have everything in place here. Look, download count. So basically anytime a product is downloaded. Also for me on the back end as the owner of the entire marketplace, I'll be able to see kind of trends as well. Alright. So I may incorporate that as well, right? You could use that in some sort of data analysis, things like that as well. So I'm gonna get into that later. But so far, like I mentioned, this is the shop. We have this. Last stream we built the mobile app. Alright, custom, fully from scratch. And we'll be taking this live once we, I need to come up with a name for this thing. I mean, right now it's just digital marketplace. But I need a real actual name. Alright, what kind of suggestions y'all have? Alright. All right, so let's get here. So we have our updated product tables here. Okay, saying I need to update the classes here. Updated product classes. Okay, matching your schema. Let me update your API endpoints to match your schema. That's perfect. All right. Now let's update the web template and mobile app component. Match your structure here. Web form template. All right. Look, it tells me the route to put it in. So that's why I say, man, you can literally build anything, right? You can literally get on there. All you got to have is an idea. If you have an idea and a little time and patience, if you could read, right, and follow instructions, you could build anything. You could learn any language right in your own home, right? I tell everybody, you literally have a master coder in your back pocket, right? I mean, which is crazy. I mean, just think about that, man. You literally, not. I talked to my sister the other day. She said we were showing her how AI now could make music, which is crazy. All right, in 10 seconds, it'll make you an entire song. So I was telling her about that, and she just flipped out. Right, she could not believe it at all. Right. I mean, then she hears it, and then she really can't believe it. Right, she's like, "Oh my God. How the hell is this possible?" I say it's all AI, baby. It's all AI. So I mean, it's fun though, right? You put it in the wrong hands. Some people are using it wrong, but really, are they? That's the way I look at it too. Like, are they really? But there's so many different things you could do, right? All right, son. All right, so let me get here. I have the shop template here. All right, so now I'm gonna start updating the actual shops now. This is the fun part, right? We're starting to implement all the information from the database to the actual filings in the database and the products and uploading everything. All we're gonna set all that up here. So we have the shop template. That's perfect. Okay. All right. And then it tells me how, I mean, it breaks it down, right? It starts to literally break down what you need to do, right? It tells you the syntax, the code, everything. All right. Look at here. I mean, this is perfect. All right, so let's go here. Looks like I need to install those two things within everything. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna stop this here. And then the way you learn, right? The way you do this and learn, I usually, especially for these types of projects, I'll tell it, okay, don't just give me the code and break down everything, right? Break down why I'm doing certain things. And it will, right? And then any other time, like as you're going through different tutorials even, right? You could just tell it, hey, I don't understand this concept. I don't understand this. And it'll tell you. And now I've gotten to a point now, I just ask it for new concepts to just teach me on a certain language or system design, things like that. And it'll teach me, literally. It'll literally teach you. All right, so we're here. There we go. And then we're going to go npm install expo. Document picker. Okay. So we're literally using AI as our super coder. Okay, AI is the best coder. It knows literally every single programming language. It knows all the frameworks. It knows everything, right? So when you put your ideal inside of one of these models, even if you know zero things about code, it will guide you, right? So this is how we've been learning. So let me see here. So we have these already here. All right, so now we're going to create, see here, now we're going to start setting up our actual shop deals here. So let's get into here, into our classes. Okay, and then product creation. And then as I'm learning as well, I'm starting to see how how the different directories work, right? Certain things you need, why you need them, right? Kind of the convention of how things are set up. I think I already have okay. Oh, let me see. I may have messed up something here. Oh no, I didn't. Okay, that was right. That's it. I almost thought, I was like, oh man, I actually did the wrong thing. Okay, so we're good there. So we updated this as well, I believe. Shop creation or the shop template. Okay. Yeah. This should have the new code here. Yeah, and the products. Okay. Product card. Okay. Yeah, so that's perfect. Alright, so we have that, and then the mobile portion here. I need to let it know I couldn't sign into the actual mobile app. I'm sure something is wrong with the back end portion of it. Shouldn't be too hard to figure out. Okay, let's see. Okay, it gave me all the files actually I needed. Let me see. Matter of fact, I think it stopped before it did. Okay. Product screen, so let's update those. That's in the mobile app. Okay, so we're gonna go to our mobile application portion here, screens, and then we're gonna add these two files here. All right. All right, product. And what I've also learned, a lot of my mess ups, right, or where I'm having a debug is typos, right? I'll type stuff so fast and I'm kind of one period or one misspelling or one extra letter will throw your entire program off. It will crash your system. Yeah, that's been a whole different learning thing, right? Having to go back and debug because a lot of times the problem doesn't even show, right, as a problem within the text editor, right? You'll have to go in and be like, man, what is going on? And with AI models being master decode debuggers, right? I'll feed it back in, say, what in the world am I missing here? And it'll tell me. All right, so we're gonna update our API here for our mobile application. Let's see. That was in services and then API. Okay. I simplified some. Let me see if that was right. Alright. See, it doesn't have the export on this as well. So I'm thinking something is not right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tell it to give me another update on that. If we have our two screens here updated. Alright, so I'm gonna tell it one other thing to do here. Okay. And it's basically, it'll tell me everything that it's done, right? And update it. So I need to add a few things. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tell it to do this, right? You just go in here and say, hey, you do it. Alright. I need to create another directory in the digital marketplace folder here. Alright. I don't think I have that, but I do have uploads, which I may not. That's what I'm thinking. It may be the same concept. Okay, it's in the uploads. Okay, that's perfect. Alright, so I'm gonna do that here. Products. Okay. Yeah, so basically what I needed to do here is I need an updated, a fully updated file for the mobile API.js, and then I'm gonna literally tell it all the files that I need, right? Or all the updates, right? It's telling me update this, update that. I'm gonna tell it to do it, right? Okay, for the server app, for the server.js, we know we want that updated. Okay. And it'll tell you basically, and then in the slow times when I'm really like in the learning portions, right, I'll go in here and try to figure out why is this telling me this. So basically this is just adding new routes. Okay, this is adding all your new API routes for you to use and for everything to connect to the database. Okay. Alright, in the mobile app navigation file, add the new screens. Okay, so what I'm gonna tell it here, and in mobile, and I need a new app, obviously app.js file, and then we'll be able to test everything. So right now the main logic is just putting the product listings, being able to list your products. Okay, so we have a server here. I believe that's all we needed. I did our imports here. These are built in there. I did create the product screens. Perfect. Let me just make sure there. Screens here. So we got the product screen, but I don't think I have the create product screen. Do I have that? I don't. I thought I had it. Okay, so let's go back here. Create products. Where are you? Here we go. Create products. Here we go. This is what we needed. Okay. Alright. So we're gonna go screens. This will be another screen inside of the actual mobile app. Create. But the way I got into really coding was literally for me to prompt better. That's literally because I built my first website using AI probably a couple months ago, about 6 months ago maybe. I had different builders, of course, who was doing it that way. And then I said, let me see if ChatGPT could do this, right? Man, I asked it what languages it know. It'll list out literally every language, right? It'll say, I know every language, which is crazy. That's crazy. So that pretty much says I know now every language. In a sense. Not quite, huh? Alright, so let's see here. Alright, I believe we're ready to test this thing out. I believe we are ready. Oh, I needed to actually give me the new files. That's right. Alright. Just making sure here. Boom, 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 boom. We did the product and our classes here. Alright. That's it. Alright, so basically it's gonna give me all the new files, right? With the updates. I need the fully updated file, so now it'll take what it told me to do and it will do it. It's literally a super worker. Alright. So what we are changing here, what we're gonna have now instead in our actual store, I'll shut down the servers here. Let's start it back up here. Okay. Alright, so what we're doing today is working on the actual product portion of this, right? To where shop owners can come in, have whatever digital product that they want to sell, right? And then they'll be able to come in here and sell it. Also, I'm thinking about adding like a chat feature or something in there. I'm gonna see how I can work that out, you know, to kind of make it different to where basically shop owners or something, or an affiliate section or something for individuals. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm thinking about doing something a little different with it, where people can come in and basically sell items or sell products from people's shops, right? Which would be cool. That'll be a cool little way. All right, so here we go here. So right now we know everything is set. All right, that's getting there now. All right. So now we've changed up the actual shop page. This is where the actual shops will start to take on form now. All right. So we're gonna start doing our first product listing. I'm gonna put a test product in there, but they'll have their own storefront here, and we'll style it as well. I'm gonna style. I'm thinking of styling it a little different, but right now that's perfect. All right. All right. So let's see here. All right. So we now have our new server. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna take this, we're gonna go to our server file here, and we're gonna update that. Look at that. This is the reason I literally bought Claude, right? Just for the prime reason of what you just saw, what happened. In ChatGPT, it's really difficult for you to get 1,000 lines of code, especially to have it all make sense and in content, in context with everything else. Once I saw that, I said I have to give them my money, right? They deserve my $20. They literally, I paid them so fast. I think it was like 3 in the morning when I was doing it. I was doing the free version. I was literally using the free one. I was building stuff out crazy, but it put a limit on it, right? There's so much you could do on the free one, of course. And I said, but what I've generated just from this free version was worth way more than $20. Way more, right? And then you could just keep building stuff, right? And you could learn, right? That's the way I've been literally doing this. I've been taking all of this, taking everything I do with Claude and learning, right? Learning exactly why I need to do certain things. How can I do it? All right, different concepts. You can learn it, and that's how I've been doing it. Literally learning this stuff, man. And it's literally been a fun journey. One of the best things I decided to do is learning how to actually put everything, right? And I initially started learning coding because I wanted to prompt better. I wanted my stuff to come out looking not so generic looking, right? Are we in the right file here? I believe we just did the server. Okay, that's what I need to do. But yeah, I mean, you could learn this stuff, man. And then what I like, you could build as you're learning, right? You don't even have to know everything, right? But as you're building, whatever your project is, whatever you start to build, I guarantee that you'll start to learn, right? You'll start to learn syntax, why things done in certain fashions, right? So now we're going to update our actual front page of our application. There we go. All right. So we did our installs already here. I did run this as well. I created the products inside of our uploads, right? Okay, and then we already replaced all of these. We updated all of these here. We should be ready to go. Updated mobile. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Now I do need to run this here. I think that's gonna be important for our mobile app. Is actually our actual IP here. Okay, let me see. Then in our services API, here we go. And it may have it from my last file. Yeah, okay. Alright. Alright, so it looks like it is time to test this thing out. And look at this, it starts, I mean, the way it breaks stuff down, right? Man, I mean, it's hands down some of the best work you could get to. Literally. Alright. So let's go here. I'm gonna just restart the server here. run dev. Alright, so let's reload our page here. So now what we should be doing here, we should be able to actually create a product listing, right? That's what we're building out today. Alright, so we're gonna go test 9 add example here. Yeah, so this should definitely be able to, we should be able to edit our shops now. Something went wrong here. What's up with that? Alright. So obviously something is off in my shops. Got my shop file. And it may be an API route or something. What I could do. Let's see. Okay. Alright. And then I'll just take that area and we'll put it back in there. So I'm gonna see exactly what's going on. Here we go. Okay. I'm gonna give it the link as well, so to know exactly we were actually visiting. Alright, and then let me test one other thing here. So we do see that our product, our actual store now is down. We'll get all that back up here. But I want to see the most important portion here. Yeah, it looks like the edit shop portion isn't. Let me try one thing here. Okay, so something is definitely off with the, let me check that file. Okay, I need to see specific errors to die. Oh, I didn't even give it the error. Okay. And then I'm going to take that, we're going to put the error. There we go. Okay. Alright. And we're going to. And it may be, no, it can't be that. Yeah, I was gonna say that out there, but I have everything started. Let me see. That's okay. All right, let's see. So we have the shops here. I have product. Yep, product.js. That is working in a class here. All right. Okay, here. So it's basically telling me it thinks that the it's the product page, but I actually have that. Alright, so basically this is the error here. And then I'm gonna upload, I'm gonna actually give it back the server file. Okay. And just get an updated server file. So it looks like it's a route issue. Let me see. And this is the fun part. When you're debugging with AI. Debugging AI with AI. Alright. Alright, here we go. And what I don't get. Oh, look at that. There's the issue, man. Oh my god. I created the file but didn't put anything in it. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is it's giving me the new file. Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. So I'm gonna stop the server and we'll start everything. Everything should load after that. Look at that. Alright, so product.js, I just had the file. Nothing in there, which was throwing everything off. One thing will throw literally your entire deal off. Alright. So we're gonna go npm run dev. Okay. Alright, so now everything should be working properly. Alright, so let's get it here. So this is the marketplace so far. This is exactly what we've been building here from scratch. So now let's go ahead and sign in here with our test account here and see that our storefront is actually working. It's gonna, and it's crazy when you see something that you thought right in your head come to life, right, or see it come to fruition. Right, it is really crazy. Alright, so we have our stores here. Let's make sure the store actually shows perfect. Alright, no products listed on the store. Now what I'm not seeing though is how to actually edit. That's what I may need to add here. So I may need to do something with the dashboard. I have an edit shop feature, but I don't have anything, right? Alright, obviously there. Alright. Alright, you should see where the shop page will load and show no products yet since you haven't created any products. Alright, yep. Alright. Alright. Continue. Alright. So now we're going to start building out the actual listing. What we've done, we've built the product class, which allows users to come in and build out their or upload their products, right? Alright. Alright, there we go. Alright. So we set up all of our authentication. That's perfect here. Alright. And then it gives me a recap basically on everything we've gotten here. Alright, so we're gonna start setting up the actual stores, man. Okay. Look at that. So what I want to work on, I want work on the actual upload. Have that be able to be edited using the edit button. Dashboard need to be able to upload products and price them, and they show on the shop. All right. So the shopping cart, I think I might do that next as well. The shopping cart, that'll be more the customer side, right? All right. So we have that. We have the file storage. Perfect. They already show the shop page. Okay. All right. Here we go. And I believe I did give it the actual dashboard. Let's make sure here. Yeah, dashboard template. Okay. So it knows what the template looks like and everything. All right. So basically what we've done, we've created the actual, kind of like the skeleton of everything. All right. So now we're going to start putting this together. All right. Okay. So I have the thing is I have the product creation form, right? But I don't think I have anything connected to that. There's nothing. Let's see. All right, so it tells me that's in the shop there. That's perfect. What I'm gonna do, let me do this. Okay. So I have an edit. I'm gonna create that though as well, because okay, once they need to actually edit the product. And I'll just probably need to update the actual front end portion, right? To actually piece these things together. We already have the main back end portion of everything set up. All right, here we go. And then enhance, here we go, here we go. All right, so now it's giving us the dashboard. We're gonna update that as well. And also, if you like this type of content, using AI or just simply building any kind of software and things like that, definitely be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, man. We're doing these daily, literally, and we use this time to learn and build while we're learning. All right, pick something that you want to build and just get to building. All right, get to prompting and building, man. All right, so it has given me the new server. I'm gonna ask it to be fully server.js. Okay, and as we're reading, so it's telling me what I need to add into there. We've replaced the dashboard. That's perfect. The dashboard template. Let me make sure. So it's gonna give me a different route there, and then the mobile portion here. Let's add that. All right, edit product screen in our mobile app. Okay. And here, so we have create product screen, but what I'm seeing though is really nothing connecting to them. All right, that's why it's no product showing. All right, edit product screen. There we go. And we've built the entire mobile app. This is using React for our mobile application. So we're building both the mobile and the actual web version of these products or this digital store. And update app.js here. Okay. Start server. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. And let me see if this works now. All right. Because it may already work, right? Let's sign in. So our entire marketplace is coming to life slowly but surely here. It's been definitely a fun and learning process here. Really just learning different concepts, right? Of designing systems, putting things. Okay. So now we are really looking nice here. Alright. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. This is getting perfect. This is really getting perfect. Let's see if we could add a product here. So they'll be able to pick the shop they want to add the product to. Let's see, you have a premium ebook, right? If you want to sell an ebook here, you want to sell the perfect ebook, digital ebook here, and then you'll be able to come in, put your price in here. Say you want to sell it for $49.99. Upload the product. Okay, so let's see here. Let me find a product here. Just something. I want to test the upload portion of it as well. So, alright. I'm going to put an ebook that we made there. Here we go. So to tell you oh, this is perfect, man. And let's see. There we go. Alright, so this is the important part. So really, we're seeing things where we need to work on. Alright, so what I'm going to do here. Alright, and it may be because of the, I didn't finish the server probably. That's what I'm thinking. So actually, before I actually do this, let me actually, let's see, get those updated servers here. Yeah. I believe that was it. Alright. But that's looking good, man. That's really looking good. Okay. That's coming along, man. Really good. So let's look at that. Alright. Alright, so everything here. So basically they'll be able to come in here, create a shop. They can browse the marketplace of all the, that button needs to actually go to this page. Alright, so I'm gonna change that. Alright, so basically all of the different shops here. They can view shops. You can see there's nothing there. If there is a shop, the new shop, the way you'll be able to sort them. But this is the main part. This is what we're building here. This is coming out nicely. So of course you can view the shop and then also add products. This is the important part. So when shop owners come in, they'll be able to add their own products, whatever, to whichever store. So you could basically have your different stores depending on the niche. That's the way I'm thinking about it. You know, different people, you may want to have different stores for different niches, right? So that's the way I've created it. So then come in here, create that, and then do the pricing. So the next portion we need to make sure that works is the actual listing itself. All right. Okay. Implementation. So we did create the edit form, edit product screen. We did that. That's perfect. And replace the dashboard. We did all of that. So these two need to change. Okay. It's telling me it updated the server. Where is it? That's funny. So read that. Let me continue with the server. So it gave me the app file, but it didn't. I don't see the server file. Me the fully datus. You didn't give it. You didn't give me the file. Alright, so but what I can do, let me go ahead and alright, so we're gonna, this is our app.js here. So this is the front end of the actual app. Alright, the mobile app. And again, we're using React to build the Oh, we see something here. Look at that. Let me make sure. Yo, that's it. Okay, so part of it is working. Part of the uploads is actually working, right? Something is working. Let me check the database. Because if that's logging into the actual database, then yeah, if that's logging in, then okay, so it's not logging. We'll get it. We'll get it. Products. I want to see if it'll actually show if they have. Yeah, it's not so okay. So it's not logging anything, and it could be because of that server file, obviously. There we go. So what we're doing now, we're basically telling it to give us the updated server file. All right. All right. Man, but it's coming along. Man, it looks great. I'm really, like I said, when you start seeing what you were thinking coming to fruition, man, it's like, whoa. Let me check the mobile app though. Let's check that as well. So I'm gonna run the command here, npx expose start. Okay. All right, so it's completing the actual server file. Let's go here. And let's make sure everything looks good here. Now that'll be crazy. All right. What I don't get is why is that first page coming up to the login? So I'm gonna change that. That shouldn't be. Let's just log in here. Okay, so that looks like that's not going either. And we'll finish the mobile app shortly. I'll probably do that on another stream. The main thing for me now is just getting the front end and the back end for the products situated. And it doesn't look like this is even logging anything. Let's see if it's any error. Here is the use style. Okay. Okay. Alright, so we'll come back to that. Main thing here, once we get the actual server set up, we'll worry about the mobile application. Alright. So copy that. Look, and we're approaching our 5-hour limit. That's crazy how it limits you on these things. It's like, hey, you're asking for way too much now. ChatGPT doesn't do that. But ChatGPT also doesn't give you thousands of lines of code in one shot, right? If somebody's figured that out, let me know, right? That's been. And then if it does, it's like the context of things will be different, right? I like ChatGPT though. I'm not gonna. All right, so we have our server file here. Let me see. Alright, so this should connect now. Alright, so let's just start everything off here over. Okay. Alright, so let's see if we could create a product. We did see it uploaded, but it just wasn't uploading, if that makes sense. Okay, so sign in. But this is, I mean, the dashboard has definitely been upgraded nicely. I mean, I'm really liking that. Really liking that. So, okay, view shop, no deals there. Come back here, and then let's test the ad product. We're gonna add this here. So we're gonna say Jack's ebook. Say they want to update a ebook. Ebook here, bam. You want to come in and sell it for $29.99, and then you'll upload your actual file. We're gonna try that again. It's still giving me an error. All right, so let's go ahead and let it know. And the crazy thing, it's not even logging anything in the console. All right, just telling me there is no shop find by ID. Alright, that's fine. It uploads, but it doesn't create the product. Alright. And try to. And then I'll tell it not sure why. Alright. So it has to be something in, usually I would say class, but it's a function, sounds like a function that's not added or set up here. So what I'm gonna do here, but it's uploading. See, the uploads are happening. So we have part of it working, just need to get the main part to work, huh? There's some kind of function I need to set up here. Now where? That would have to be in one of these pages here. Product creation form. That's the styling of it here. Okay. You know what? Looking at this made me think also, what if you want to have a free product? Right, if you want to build a list, that may be something different. I don't know. I'm gonna see how I may set that up. Kind of giving you a full functioning storefront. Oh shit. There we go. Let's retry that. There we go. Alright. So it need, yeah, it's in the class. Okay, it's in that class. And this right after the okay. Restart here. Alright, so we need an updated shop file. Alright, shop class. Okay. And it shouldn't be in the products. The product, right? Once the actual product is showing here. Let me see here. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna definitely be in the shop class. Alright, so we have our updated shop file, shop class file. Let's make sure it's not truncated. There we go. Alright, so this should definitely fix it. Alright. And like I mentioned, with AI, you can literally build anything. All you need is an idea. Literally. You get an idea, right, and follow instructions. And then along the way, you're definitely going to learn something, right? You're going to learn bits and pieces of the code, especially if you want to learn it, right? That's how I tell people. Don't just prompt and copy and paste. Learn why you're doing certain things. Learn how they connect. Kind of about system design, right? And then once you start to build, say for instance your first landing page, start to get into creating more advanced sites and apps. Like, so for me with this, I wanted to do a mobile app. So I had to learn how they all connect, right? How do mobile apps connect to the same back end, right? Serve the same thing. So that's what I've done, right? And been learning this stuff, man. Of course, I'm no master coder, but I'm definitely way better than where I was, right? You literally learn every day. And that's why I do these, right? To kind of stream my learning process. How I learn, how I build, down from picking the right ideal, right? What ideal inspires you to work on it? That's the main thing. Alright, so here we go. Let's test this thing out. Test 9. There we go. There we go. Alright, so now we're going to try this once again here. And this is, I believe, Jack's store, for instance, Jack's ebook. And so you want to sell that for $29.99, and then we're going to add the striping things like that as well. But we definitely want to get the store being able to upload products. Oh, guys, this has been a major update. Oh man, that excites me, man. That really does. That really does. Look at that total value of the store. Let's add another product here, for instance. Here. And then it tells them the max file size, right? That is big though. I'm patting myself on the back for that, right? Me and AI. If AI had a back, I'd pat it on the back. Pat my computer screen on the back. Let me see here. Website template. Okay, and then say you want to sell that for $19.99. Now the flow of it all is what I'm gonna have to change as well, but we'll get to that. We have everything hooked up. I'm gonna check the database and make sure everything's logging properly. Here we go. And then I'm gonna check the mobile app. All right, let's make sure everything sets up right, and you can do the same functions on the mobile. But this is coming along nice, man. All right, so say if we wanted to add a file here, for instance, there. So you have a custom template you want to sell, right? All right, upload to which store, and then you'll have your list of stores there. And okay, so basically it's saying the file type, right? So only documents, images, and videos. All right, so I may expand that. So that may be a problem. What if you do want to sell a different type of file or something like that? So right now we're just doing ebooks here. Okay. Let's go here. Let me see how it does for, okay, I got a PDF here. Oh man, that is coming together really good here, man. And then we'll have this function basically. So this will be the store. This will be literally the actual storefront. Right now, it's no images and things like that. It doesn't say. But you'll be able to do everything, write your description of everything, basically have your whole storefront. The storefront is definitely coming along, man. All right, purchase now. It'll start. That's when we'll start to set up Stripe. All right, to make sure that function is also working. Also, one other thing I'm seeing is I want to actually work on the flow of everything. There we go. And now it's actually showing the products that you have listed here. Let me see how this works. One other thing, so what I'm gonna do here, what I'm thinking, because I don't want this to show like this, right? I'd rather it to be given that to the edit, basically, right? And then inside of edit, you can go in here and do that, right? But right here, let's see. Oh yeah, so the edit function is working here. Let's make sure. So they can come in there and edit their products here, and then say if you go back to the store, it's not active. Okay, look at that, that's perfect. So here we're gonna make that product active, basically where it'll show update, and there it is. Right, so now we know the edit is working, the product placement templates are working, the pricing. One last portion I want to make sure is working. I want to make sure the everything is logging into the database. All right, so what we should see is inside of products. Now we are seeing products. This is perfect. All right, so what we have done, we've debugged away. It's a few things I'm gonna have to work on, of course, for the flow of the thing. Oh, let's make sure that everything shows the same on the app. That'll be also something nice to see. Alright, so we're gonna open back there. We're gonna go here. I'm gonna just restart the server. npx expose start. Because the flow of the website, I mean, that's probably where you start getting into the actual user experience, right? And we could fix user experience, right? But the flow and the functions, the functionality, that's the big thing. I want to change this. I don't know why this has started doing it. Matter of fact, so the app, we know the app isn't even functioning properly. Matter of fact, okay. Alright. So we'll work on probably the app and setting up the Stripe. I'm thinking tomorrow. But let me see. But we know the app is, man, this is a breakthrough. Like I say, man, when you see literally your ideal coming into fruition, it's a crazy thing. And this here, I actually want this to actually go back to the dashboard instead. That'll be a better flow for the user. And I want this different. So let's actually do that now. Okay. Alright, so let's go back to our master coder Claude here. Alright. Okay. Mobile app is not right. Come back to that later. So now let's focus on the dashboard. What was it? I want to actually fix the dashboard and the editing, right? The dashboard and the the editing of the product listings. So what I'm thinking here, the dashboard, I don't want the product, I don't want each product basically to show like that. Each product to show and able to be edited. Is it edited or edit? Edited sounds really wrong. So anyway, edit until they click edit shop, right? Which now is not set up. And let me see, I may need to give it, I may not need to give it anything. Let me just go from there. All right, there we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Okay. All right, so basically what we're doing now, we're gonna restructure the actual site or the dashboard portion of the whole app, right? I don't want this to be like that, right? Because now what happens if you have 100 products, right? You just have them all listed here. Or I can limit how many, but I don't want this to show like that. So what I want to happen is basically, I want it to look, there we go, let's delete these for now. So everything's working. That means now our APIs are definitely working. I'm gonna check the database as well. Okay. And those should have been deleted. So we know our API and our routes and everything is working properly. All right, everything is hooked up properly. So that's perfect. All right. Mobile app, this is how it was looking. I don't know what. Now it's just basically this now. So I'm gonna have to change the app.js file. Because obviously it's gotten that off. And then these aren't even connected even. So we'll fix that here. Alright, so we've updated our dashboard for the digital marketplace. Alright, so now, I mean, this is really becoming a fully functioning marketplace for product creators, for digital product creators. Alright, so let me see here. Alright, so no products listed. And we have reached the end of this thing for the night, looks like. We've maxed it out. It's probably done 20,000 lines of code. But I wonder if this is finished. Look, did you at least finish the last thing we were on? So what I'm gonna do here, let's see if this, and let me see if it gives me to continue. So what I'll do is I'll redo this whole prompt, right, at 12. All right, so let me make sure. Let's just see this. I want to make sure. And that's crazy. It limits you, all right? Because it's basically saying you will create all day, all right? With no limits, you could go up in tiers, of course, but this tier is just fine. That's literally all you need. All right, so what I want to do, I want to upload date hour. And okay. All right, so it gave us a night. Let's see if this looks okay. Okay, here. All right, so the storefront, the digital market storefront is definitely coming to life. All right, so now users can come in, sign up, sign in, and then build a digital marketplace. If you like this type of content, definitely be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, because we are doing these daily as we are learning AI and learning how to code, things like that. We're using AI, right? It's the best coder. It knows every language. And you therefore know every language, right? So, all right, so our product, oh man, that's perfect. So let's see about this here. So we have our managed shop. This is the route we're going to set up here. So we're probably going to have to update the, update that, or that route basically. Let's add a new product here. All right, so let's see here. All right. Right, and all I'm doing now, I'm just getting a product here listed here. That's perfect. So we know our shop now is still working properly. I'm gonna change this button here, especially when they're logged in, to be able to go back to the dashboard. We'll style, that's more of a styling problem. We'll do styling later here. But now it's mainly the functionality. All right, so dashboard. Okay, so that's perfect. So that problem has been resolved, right? It's not showing all the products. Now we're going to start the managing of those products. And we'll start that. Okay, so that's the portion we need to do, right? And we'll start that once we are able to. So that's been a wrap, man. Everything is working perfectly. Let's check lastly what we have done. We are building a digital marketplace. Okay, from scratch, completely from scratch. And while we're doing it, we're learning how to code, right? We're learning coding, we're learning the structure of things, how to properly structure different projects depending on what you're building. And this project was, I started this project because it was kind of teaching me certain concepts, right? So from a system design type of route. So everything is working properly here. We have our authentication, hashing of passwords as well for security, and all right, and then our dashboard is coming to life perfectly. All right, so now we can come in, create a new shop 3, shop 3 example. And each shop, what I'm thinking too, like I'm thinking of coming up with a super tier thing or something like that, basically to where they could have unlimited stores or something. I don't know how I'm gonna do it exactly yet. All right, so manage shop, that's the route we need to start now. But adding products, looks like everything is working here. Then the shops reflect that, right? Alright, so when they come in, you could come in, make a product here in your new store. It'll tell you the files you can upload, right? Different documents, things like that. I also need to expand this. That's what I see too, because I tried to actually upload like a JavaScript file. Alright, so we see our store is working, right? So this will be the shop here, our shop page where people could come in, have your products. I mean, this is perfect, man. I mean, this is really coming to life. All right, and then you can see your different stores. You could manage them. You'll have your unique links here, right? And then you could actually start building out your digital empire, right? Using our tool we're putting together here. All right, so that's been a wrap, man. Definitely stay tuned. If you like these type of videos, be sure to subscribe. We will be back again tomorrow as we are building and learning and building. All right, guys, you all take it easy and stay blessed. See you in the next one.